as well. I do quite like filming them as well, so I thought that I would start a series on this channel with funny story times. Well, not all of them are going to be funny, but some of them are just going to be weird, real stories, like from my life. Yeah, I just thought, it could be quite fun. And in today's video, we're going to be starting off with a funny and a weird one combined. I'm not kidding. If you don't believe me, you will believe me by the end of this video. This story time will all be about the glitches in the Matrix. I don't really know what the Matrix is. Anyway, yeah, let's get started. We may as well start at the very beginning, because that's a very good place to start. So, just as a bit of background, there is a coffee shop, local to where I live, that me and my boyfriend really enjoy. We go there a lot. Good coffee, good food, good vibes. We just, we go there a lot. I would say maybe like once a week, like at least, mostly at the weekend. So yeah, we go there a lot and we love it. It's not like a super tiny shop or anything. Like physically, it's a pretty big-ish coffee shop. You will need to know that detail for later in the story, but I'm just telling you now. It's a pretty semi-large coffee shop. It is only one floor, but yeah, anyway. So me and my boyfriend go there a lot, okay? We really like it. And we go there a lot because we go there a lot. We obviously know, not by, well, yes, kind of by name, some of them, but we know basically all of the staff, right? It's not like we're all best friends. We're not. Me and my boyfriend are both kind of introverted, and also the staff, because it's quite a busy coffee shop. They're busy. You'll also need to know that fact for later in the story as well. So it's not like we stand and chat to them all day. We don't, but we recognize them. We know their faces, whatever. And the story begins with one particular barista, and she, I think, maybe is like a supervisor or something, because she's always working. So she must be full-time. Whenever my boyfriend and I go in there, whenever it's like the weekend or even in the week when I go in sometimes, she's always there. So she must be a manager or a supervisor. She's not like the store manager, because I know that lady for a different reason. I met her at my old job, so she's not the store manager, but I think she's like a supervisor or something. I think she's got to be like a supervisor or something. Anyway, that's not necessarily the point, but what the point is that she's there all the time, okay? And she's brilliant. She's so good at her job, because, like I said, it's a pretty big coffee shop, and it's quite popular as well. She's always very busy. She's always running around. She's doing coffees, doing food, cleaning up. She does such a good job. She's always working so hard. And this is where the real story begins. So one weekend, I can't remember if it was a Saturday or a Sunday, nothing out of the usual. We went to the coffee shop as we always do, and so my boyfriend and I went to order, so we both went up to the coffee bar and we placed our order. This is important, you must remember this. The lady, the barista that's always working hard, took our order, and because it was really busy, she said that she would bring it over to our table. So this is an important thing to remember. Usually in this specific coffee shop, they don't do table service. There's the bar where you order is here, and then you go to the other side of the bar and just wait for them to plate up your drink she was just being nice, and she was like, do you know what, guys, just go sit down and I'll bring over your food. So we did, we were like, thank you so much, and we went to sit down. So during those few minutes, I guess she was just prepping our order, and this is where you're going to need your concentration, okay? Stay with me. So she walked over to our table and she put down our order, and I say, thank you very much, and she says, no worries, and then she leaves the table to go back to the coffee bar, to carry on her job. And okay, listen up. In about 5 seconds, she leaves the table, and in those 5 next seconds, I look down at my plate. I take my toasted sandwich. Out of its wrapper and put it back on the plate because it's so hot, so I can't eat it yet. I think that took about 5 to 10 seconds for me to unwrap the toasted sandwich, realize it's too hot, so I'm like, okay, and then I look around at my surroundings, as you do. The 5 or 10 seconds that I was looking down at my plate, the barista had teleported. Okay, stay with me. So we're gonna need a bit of visualization here, guys. To aid this story, we're gonna need some visualization. So my boyfriend and I are sat at a table at the front of the coffee shop. So the doors, just say this is the door to go in and out of the coffee shop. Me and my boyfriend are like here. The coffee bar is here. And the back of the coffee shop where the toilets are, and I guess the staff stock room, is at the back of the coffee shop over here, okay? And this is where we need some visualization, because this is not a tiny coffee shop, okay? I'm not very good at like meters and things like that, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to give you guys like an actual distance in meters, but it is not a small coffee shop, and the stock room is here. My boyfriend and I's table is over here. Coffee bar is like here, and there's tables everywhere, okay? So the reason why I was mind boggled is because our barista gave us the toasted frickin' sandwich and coffee. I looked down for 5 seconds, and when I looked back up at the rest of the coffee shop, I see the barista who has just given me my toasted sandwich. I see her coming out of the stockroom carrying loads of paper towels. Okay, now I know half of you are gonna be with me and you're gonna be like, whoa, that's crazy. How did someone go from here all the way over here? It's not even just the fact that she would have had to walk from my table to the stockroom. That's not the only part that's freaky. It's the fact that she would have also had to go into the stockroom, pick up the paper towels, and then exit the stockroom in the time I looked down at my sandwich. So I'm freaking out. I'm like rubbing my eyes, like, is that? And of course it was her. And she had 5 seconds earlier, I am not kidding, she had been at my table. So how on earth could it have happened? So of course I immediately tell my boyfriend, I'm like, whoa, and then I'm pointing at her and while this is happening, she's carrying the paper towels back to the coffee bar, and I'm like, Ryan, she just gave us our she would have been able to walk that far in that amount of time. So to me, there were 3 potential reasons for how this had happened. The first one is that I'm time lapsing, that maybe it wasn't 5 seconds that I was looking at my sandwich, and maybe I was like zoning out looking at my sandwich for like 45 seconds without realizing. That was possibility number 1. Possibility number 2 was that, she teleported, and that she literally has teleportation powers. That was reason number 2. And then reason number 3 was that I had just witnessed a blip in the Matrix. The universe had slipped up. The Sims creator that's, creating us all and, doing us all, they messed up. I had just witnessed it. I was a witness to the universe cracking open and glitching. I was convinced of this. Anyway, I eventually had to let it go. Of course, I then went to the bathroom myself, so I walked to the bathroom and I kind of timed it in my head. And again, there was no feasible way at all, no way that she would have been able to do what she had done. Anyway, she had done it and I had witnessed it, but eventually, alas, I kind of had to let it go, so that's fine. Things went on as normal. We carried on visiting the coffee shop. Nothing untoward happened, She was there every time, but I didn't witness any teleporting, so I guess I just concluded that I had witnessed a glitch, and that was that. Until one day. So it was a good few weeks after the initial glitch had happened, and my guard was down. My guard was down, and this is when it happened. Okay, guys, it happened again. So this time was a bit different. So again, the coffee shop was very busy. So I actually sat down at a table and my boyfriend went to order our food. But I was just looking at him ordering our food, appreciating the view. And it was the barista that was serving him. And the reason why I remember this so vividly is because of her hair. And this will become very important in a moment. So she had her hair down, and most times I saw her hair was always up, like most people with long hair in like coffee shops and stuff. I think they usually probably have to have barista, her lovely long hair was no longer down. It was no longer down, but it was in a gorgeous high ponytail French braid. Now, all of my gals right now watching this video, you're gonna know the significance of the French braid, because may I reiterate the times, okay? So, it took maybe 10 seconds for my boyfriend to take our food and sit us down at the table. It was then another 10 seconds before I realised I was missing my cookie. It was then another 10-15 seconds for me to leave the table and join the queue. All in all, 30 seconds. Now, let's give our barista the benefit of the doubt. Maybe in that time that in that time where she'd finished my boyfriend's order and he'd left, yes, maybe she had time to put her hair into a ponytail, okay? But what she did not have time for is a gorgeous French Dutch braid. It was like what a French braid looks like, and it was all braided down here, okay? And again, there was absolutely no feasible way that she would have been able to French braid her hair with no mirror in 35 seconds whilst serving customers. It just wasn't possible. It wasn't possible in any way. So I was once again flabbergasted. And I was just, I had my cookie in my hands and I was shocked. And the memories from the first glitch in the universe came flooding back to me, and I was like, this woman, there is something with this woman. She knows something, and I have been a witness to it twice. So then I was thinking, like, my gosh, like, is she like magical? Is she like a witch? What is going on? And it freaked me out, and I didn't even bother telling my boyfriend because he doesn't even know what a French braid is. But I was positively freaked out, okay? It was just really weird, and I feel like genuinely, on a genuine note, if you have ever experienced things that don't seemingly have a logical explanation, it really does mess you up a bit because you're left so confused. Because as humans, we love logic and we love there being a reason for everything. And I was racking my brains, and there was no logical explanation as to how she had gotten from one end of the coffee shop to the other, how she'd managed to braid her hair in 20 seconds and it looked perfectly neat and gorgeous. There was no explanations for it all. So I was left feeling very much confused until one fateful day where my whole entire world came crashing down around me. So it was another weekend. At the coffee shop. It was busy. We went in there, it was busy. My boyfriend sat down at a table and I went to order our food. There was a pretty big queue, so I was just waiting. My guard was down. I was chilled. I wasn't thinking about glitches in the Matrix or the universe crashing around me or the multiverse like switching dimensions. I was chilling. And then it was my turn to order, and I saw her. And by her, was never one barista. There was always two, and they were identical. My whole world came crashing down around me because I was confused, I was shocked, I was staring at them like, I don't know what they thought. They probably thought this girl's gone crazy because I was shocked. And in my head, I was just like, twins. I was like, how had I not considered that there were twins? And it was just that like moment where everything slots into place, and it was miraculous, and it was hilarious, and it was one of the best moments because I was just so shocked. And yeah, I didn't say anything. I was too overwhelmed. I just got my food, like shaking tray, back to my table, and I said to Ryan, I was like, it's twins. It's freaking twins. And he was like, what? What are you talking about? And I was like, they're twins. He really wasn't that bothered, which I find shocking. I mean, he was like, whoa, how have we not noticed that before? Like, that's crazy, how have we not noticed? And I was just, I'm still, as you can probably tell, like, I'm still in shock. Yeah, I mean, that's the story. I was never witness to the multiverse. I was never witness to a blip in the Matrix. I was just, in fact, dumb. Some of you may be thinking, yeah, okay, but how did you never notice that there were two of them? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I guess, like, because they were so identical, they like literally identical twins. They obviously wore a uniform as well. So I just don't know. I guess, you know, I never saw them standing next to each other before. I mean, I'm sure there were times in the coffee shop where they were, you know, next to each other or near each other, but you know, it's not something you think about, you know, like they would have been moving around, busy working, like I had never seen them side by side, like facing forward. So yeah, I didn't notice, and my boyfriend didn't notice either, and he's very observant. So yeah, I also, now I think about it, I also think that one of the twins worked full time and the other one I don't think did, because even now I don't often see them together all the time. Like it's always one of them is there. They don't wear name tags, by the way, and even if they did, I wouldn't obviously say their names because that's creepy. But yeah, you know, I don't think they always work the same shifts. So that's, you know, I guess that's maybe why I hadn't noticed before. So yeah, I mean, that's a story. I want to know how many of you guys knew where this was going. Let me know, comment down below, genuinely, be honest. Comment down below if you knew where this story was going. But if you didn't, let me know. If you had any like theories on what was gonna happen, let me know. I considered every logical possibility aside from identical twins. So yeah, that's it. That's the story. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you did. Let me know if you want more. But yeah, without further ado, that is it from me. I love you guys, and I will see